Hi, welcome to the Shelly Studio. Today I am just playing around. I bought a couple of these arrows. I can't remember if it was Hobby Lobby or Michael's clearance for 99 cents each. And I actually did this while I was doing the 100-day project. I needed a break from the landscapes and still wanted to collage. So I took this arrow and I'm putting some white gesso. I do a couple of layers. One so that it doesn't absorb all the matte medium that I'm going to use to glue the other down, and two just in case so that it doesn't create a dark shadow behind. I like the white bright surface to collage onto, so that the papers I end up using are really they have a lot of paint and they're really stiff, so that probably would not have been an issue, but I just wanted to get a coat. And I don't show you, but I do end up doing 2 coats because the gesso did soak in there pretty good. Yeah, so I'm making sure I get the edges because those will be visible. It has 2 holes where you can mount it on the wall, and if you ask me what I'm going to do with this, I have no idea. I have another one to decorate too, and I don't know what I'm going to do with that one either. Probably make it completely different from this one eventually. Dropping things. Anyway, just making sure there aren't any lumps and bumps from paint going over the edges. And of course, I have this way sped up. So these papers were from a jelly printing session I did with Robin McClendon stencils, and her old wall technique, I guess. So I wanted to get this particular scripting on the back of the arrow. So now I've got to work around and fill in the spaces around it with just the same sort of stuff. Now this technique, I've seen it, well, yeah, I saw it on a TV program that can't remember the artist, but they would dip the paper into water first to soften it so that it would go around corners and stuff easy. And this paper was kind of stiff with the paint, so I do that, and it actually worked really well because it I don't know if it would work on a purely flat surface as nicely, but I do dip it in the water, I squeegee off most of the water, and then put it on, and it formed pretty well, and the paper stayed flat. Like, it didn't ripple at all. I don't know if that had to do with the layer of paint on the paper that I already had on there, or if it was due to dipping it in the water. But yeah, it worked really well to do it this way. So, and this time I am using a gloss gel medium because I do have some papers that have a little bit of gold, and I wanted to maintain the gold, the metallic fill, so I didn't want to use matte for it to go flat. So this one is being done with the gloss gel medium. I'm just filling in the edges. I do have the sped way up because I think we all know how to collage. But it was just kind of a fun break from doing the landscape project where I had to have particular pieces into particular places. I know it's been a little while since the 100-day project was over, but I do have a few things that I created during that time that I have not uploaded yet, this being one of them. And yeah, I'm sure there's others. When I find the footage, that'll be next. I've kind of been on halt. I did make a book since the 100-day project, but I haven't done a lot of art. I think forcing myself to do that 100-day project kind of burned me out a little bit. Because I art every day. It's just doing the same art every day. And if you follow my channel, you know I don't do the same thing all the time. I like variety. It's the spice of life. And if you do like the gel print papers I'm using, I think there's a video out there. I will look for that. And if I have it, I will link it in the description box below so that if you're interested in watching that video, it will be there. Hopefully I can find it. I can't remember how long ago it was I did this, made these papers. I have papers going way back. My first ones are, yeah, not my favorites anymore. I really liked them at the time, but you know, your tastes change. So here's the gold. I have gold on these and figured I'd make the point of the arrow gold. And the whole reason I am using the gloss. If you've made it this far, how's everyone doing? Hope you're having a good day. Today it's really nice outside. It's been a good day. It's been raining this past week, which has been nice. I didn't have to water the lawn. But I will have to starting on Monday again. Back to watering the lawn. Because it's June. Normally it's pretty hot here and dry. So this year spring has been very slow. It's not spring anymore, obviously. It's summer, but it still feels like spring has been very slow. Our cottonwood trees just barely released their cotton much later than usual. They make a lovely mess outside. We don't have too many in my neighborhood. In the office where I used to work, when I had to go into work, there was always a ton covering the ground. Alright, so there's a little bit of difference between the two pieces of paper. So I am adding a little bit more gold. This is the Aztec gold from Arteza. And hoping to blend that section a little bit so it's not as noticeable. And then just to finish off the edge, I decided to go around it with some brown. And I can't remember if this is burnt umber or raw umber. It's the browner umber, the red, less orange. It's the raw umber. That's always confused me because the burnt umber looks more orange, which I would think that would be raw before you burnt it, right? But the raw umber is the browner one, at least in my hippie crafter paints. And I think that's why I get that one wrong all the time. So I always question myself. Sorry, you can probably hear me. I pulled it out to make sure which one I had. I am putting it on there pretty thin. I was looking at the arrow today and I was like, I wonder if I should give it another coat, but I didn't. It's just the edges. Just to make everything look uniform. But yeah, that's pretty much the project. Do you like the arrow? What would you do with the arrow? I mean, I could hang it up on the wall. Oh, I do add some words. I decided I was going to add some words. So I've got the journey And then I can't remember what the other one says. Let's see if we can read it together. It's pretty small. Does it say enjoy the journey? Maybe. It's pretty small on my little viewing screen while doing the voiceover. And I'm giving it one more coat of the gloss gel just to make sure those words stay down. And there we have it. Well, what would you do with it? Let me know. I'm curious what you would do with this arrow. Thank you all for watching and have an awesome day.